Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss about critical frequency, which is related to sky wave propagation. This critical frequency Fc is related to sky wave propagation, which is defined as the highest frequency reflected by a particular ionized layer of the ionosphere. Okay, so this critical frequency Fc will be different for different ionization layers. We have E, D, E, F, F1, F2, like D, E, F1, F2, like this. We have different ionized layers. So for different ionized layers, this critical frequency is going to be different. That is, for example, if you consider the Earth's surface, this is the Earth's surface we have, and we have a transmitter here, and we have a receiver, transmitter and receiver antennas we have. So when the signal is incident, like this, and we have ionosphere above the Earth's surface, we are going to have the ionosphere. Different layers will be there, which ranges from 50 kilometers to 450 kilometers. Some books gives it is 60. So that is above the Earth's surface we are going to have the ionosphere. So different layers will be there, DE, F1, F2, like this. We have the ionosphere layers. This is our ionosphere. So when the signal is incident, and with respect to, suppose we take it as D, and this is E, and this is F1, like we have another layer F2. So with different distances, these layers will be at a different height from the Earth's surface, from the Earth. Okay, so DE, F1, F2, we are going to have each ionized layer is going to have a different critical frequency. So it is the maximum or highest frequency reflected by a particular ionized layer of the ionosphere. Okay, highest frequency. Beyond that frequency, if you use, for example, if you use 20 megahertz, if it is reflected by E layer, suppose, and if you use further higher frequency 30 megahertz, that will not be reflected by E layer, it will be reflected by the upper layers above E layer. So for E layer it is 20 megahertz. For example, I am telling this 20 megahertz. Beyond 20 megahertz frequency, if you transmit, that will not be reflected by the E layer, it will be reflected by F1 layer. Okay, so the highest frequency of E layer, for example, we can have 20 megahertz. Above that, it will reflect to the surface of the Earth. If it is not reflected back, it will not be received to the receiver antenna, right? So this is the critical frequency Fc, which is different for different layers. Remember this, critical frequency will be different for different layers. I will just define this. Critical frequency, it is the highest frequency. I am writing here, you can note it down so that it will be easy to you write in the exams. Highest frequency reflected by a particular, so for individual layers this highest frequency will be different, reflected by a particular ionized layer, for vertical incidence, for we are incidenting vertical incidence. Okay, this is how it is defined, the critical frequency. Okay, So here we can have a formula that is given by mu, that is refractive index mu, which is nothing but sin I by sin r. What is sin I? Here is nothing but incident angle. So if you take a vertical here with respect to this, so this is going to be the incident angle I. And same way, if we consider, we are going to have the reflected angle with respect to this reflected signal. Okay, so I and r will be there, and we take the relation between sin I by sin r equal to mu, refractive index. And one point here you have to remember is, as we go above the layers, ionized layers, that is D, E, F1, F2, so mu is going to decrease, refractive index mu is less than 1, which decreasing here, remember this. Okay, so this is about the definition of critical frequency. Now we will see the equation for the critical frequency we have, which is obtained from mu is equal to, from the basics of optics we have been studied this, sin I by sin r, that is equal to square root of 1 minus 81 n by f square. That is the refractive index mu root, where capital N gives the concentration of the ionized layer, and f is the frequency of the signal which is transmitted. Okay, now here we are going to consider vertical incidence. So for vertical incidence, the angle I will be 0. Okay, so for vertical incidence we get maximum frequency, f is replaced with fc. When we consider I is equal to 0, when we consider I equal to 0, then f in square root of 1 minus 81 n by f square, f is replaced with fc for I is equal to, that is incident angle I is equal to 0. So that is the definition of critical frequency for a vertical incidence. Now if you substitute these values, sin I, sin 0 is 0, so sin I by sin r, it becomes 0. So that is left hand side, what we have seen, it becomes 0. We get 1 minus 81 nm, that is maximum concentration of that particular layer, is equal to 0, because sin 0 is 0. Now squaring on both sides, we get 1 minus 81 nm by fc square, and now simplifying this, we get, bringing this minus term, minus 81 nm by fc square on the right hand side, what we get is 1 is equal to 81 nm by fc square. So if you just do the cross multiplication, it will give fc square is equal to 81 nm and suffix m. Then we get fc is equal to root 81, which is nothing but 9, and we get root nm. So this will be considered in megahertz, where nm is considered to be electrons per meter cube. Nm is the electrons per meter cube we consider. Okay, if f is greater than or equal to fc, if f is greater than or equal to fc, the radio wave, that is the signal which we transmitted, will not be reflected back with respect to one particular ionized layer. It will not be reflected back. Okay, another point here is, for an angle of incidence I which is sufficiently glancing, radio wave reflect back even for f is greater than or equal to fc. That point also you have to remember. Okay, and that is the case when we have sin I is greater than mu m. Okay, these points you remember. This is with respect to critical frequency, very important. Again I am repeating the definition. It is the highest frequency reflected by the particular layer at vertical incidence, denoted by, here it is Fc. Vertically it is incident, not with an angle with the vertical. That is why I is considered here as 0. Okay, so this is for critical frequency. Like this we have other parameters: maximum usable frequency, we have lowest usable frequency, we have virtual height, we have different parameters. And another important parameter which we will see now is skip distance. This also related to propagation only. Next we have another important topic is skip distance. Others also we have. In the next video we will discuss about maximum usable frequency. Okay, now for now we will discuss about skip distance. This is also very important topic, that is skip distance. Skip distance it is. So it is also a little related to the critical frequency, we can say. This skip distance, which even called as skip zone, that is, in this area we are not going to have any signal reflected back to the earth. Beyond this distance only we are going to get the reflected signal will be received at the receiver antenna. So this can be defined as the minimum distance for which skywave propagation just takes place. Minimum distance for which the skywave propagation just takes place, and no skywave propagation is possible for points nearer than this distance. Okay, so I'll write the definition. That is the minimum distance. Here we have, it is defined as, skip distance is defined as the minimum distance for which skywave, this is related to skywave propagation just takes place, and no skywave propagation is possible for points nearer than this distance. I will draw the diagram. Nearer than this distance. So from the transmitter, if you leave some distance, after that in the skip zone, which is also called as dead zone, which is also called as silent zone, for this distance no signal will be reflected. Beyond the distance only the signal will be reflected, it will be received on the earth surface. The reflected signal will be received on the earth surface beyond this skip distance, beyond this silence zone, the dead zone it is called. Okay, another point here is, the higher the frequency, the higher the skip distance, and for a frequency less than the critical frequency of a layer, skip distance is 0, because less than critical frequency, okay, the higher the frequency, the higher the skip distance, and for a frequency less than critical frequency of a layer, skip distance is going to be 0. Okay, so I'll draw the diagram now, because it is very important to understand with respect to diagrams. About the skip distance we have this one. So we take the point, this is going to be the transmitter point, where it is from where we have the transmission is done, and we consider a layer which is considered to be the lowest edge of the ionosphere. lowest edge of ionosphere. So in the ionosphere only the skywave propagation will take place. In the ionosphere only the skywave propagation is going to take place. Okay. So here we are going to transmit from the transmitter antenna, and here we have different layers, different D, E, F1, F, like this we have different layers, ionized layers. Okay, that ionized layers is because of the cosmic rays which are coming from the sun. Ionized layers are going to form in the above the earth surface. So that is because of the cosmic rays which we are getting. Right, now once the we transmit the signal, I will draw some 2-3 signals here which are reflected back to the point here. You can take this as X or Y point, anything you can take as Y or X, anything. Another signal we take which is reflected by the upper layer. Higher the frequency, it will go to the upper the layer, it is going to reflected back. So this is 1, this is 2 signals. So you can take it as X, 2 signals transmitted. Now here we consider the angle of incidence for this. For this angle of incidence you are going to consider it as I2. For this we consider the angle of incidence as I1. Angle of incidence will be I1. Now another higher frequency than this it is transmitted, so that is not reflected back at all, and it is escaped through the ionosphere even. If the frequency is higher than the 40 megahertz, if it is higher than 40 megahertz, so it will escape from all the ionized layers. That frequency is going to escape from all the ionized layers. Okay, so this we take as 3 and 4. These 3 and 4 are called as escape waves. This is also going to have incident angles, and these 3 and 4 are called as the escape waves. And now what is this skip distance or silence zone? That is the point where we have, if you consider at which point it crosses, and this point where we don't have any signal is received, no signal is received in this distance, that is called as skip zone or silence zone or dead zone. In this distance no signal is reflected back. Beyond this distance only signal will be reflected back toward the earth surface, and this skip distance is denoted by D. Okay, this happens because an angle of incidence is large. Angle of incidence is large. More the angle of incidence, longer the distance the signal will cover. Like for example, we have the signal 1 we have here, which is having longer incident angle when compared to signal 2. So the signal 1 has traveled longer distance. Okay, so if you going on decreasing the incident angle, that is further decrease in angle of incidence, the wave penetrates the layer, that is number 3 and 4, and not return to the earth surface. This is also important, that if you going on decrease the incident angle, more vertical we make, that will escape through the ionized layers, and these are called as escape waves. These are called as escape waves, which will escape through the ionized layer. So this is about skip distance, and we have the relation here for skip distance and maximum usable frequency, critical frequency. So that derivation we'll see when we go for maximum usable frequency. Thank you. Please subscribe this channel, and thank you.